And we are live. Welcome, fellow artists, to Lyricology 101. I still don't have my channel back yet, but we're back at it again, here with another bar for bar breakdown, personal breakdown. If you guys are interested in getting your song broken down in a similar fashion, feel free to hit me at lyricology101mail@gmail.com. Let me know that you want your song broken down, and we will work with you. We will make it happen. We got this track from K1ng. Now, K1ng, I thought you spelled it with a CK. You spelled it with a CK in your lyrics, so I just kept it in there the way that we see it today with his track Get Involved. So let's just get right into it. Let's get this ball rolling. My man put some bars in this shit, man. So let's get started. Let's go.
K1ng, get involved and make yourself a place to evolve. Even if at snail pace at 1% a day, sunlight your way and make waves and reverberate and get it.
All right, so this is the hook right off the bat. I just feel like it's one of those motivational. I wouldn't necessarily call it motivational, but I feel like it puts light into the eye of the beholder, the individual that's listening. So it's like, get involved, make yourself a place to evolve, expand, grow, be more. And then I just like the play on sun. Looks really good, sounds really good. Let's keep it moving.
And make yourself that place to evolve, even if at snail pace at 1% a day. Sunlight your way and make waves and reverberate. When Zenophobia meets your Zenith, I get drugs over the counter, space in between us. Primordial Speaks Divine, sequels in 5 to 9 ether. Buried doughboys and 9 to 5 steeples.
All right, so yeah, the flow on this one, he's just got this type of style that throughout the verse, I just feel like I don't look at his lyrics like they were written to the beat almost. Almost look like he wrote these without hearing the beat, and then he applied his bars to the beat. Because a lot of the techniques and the flow switches that he's utilizing almost sound foreign to the instrumental, but in his own style. I feel like this is his style, this is his mode, and this is the way he's doing it. Very reminiscent of the old school hip hop style, more 90s. So yeah, but as far as the rhyming is concerned, very consistent, man. So we got the Zenith, tweenus, ether, sequel, steeples, really solid shit, man. Sounds dope. And then he's gonna run off of that E sound all the way through. We got meets, between us. He's gonna like blending them together. We don't have a lot of grouped full syllable groups. We have a lot of individual groups of syllables. So it's like individual groups is kind of a contradiction, but just smaller groups of rhymes. So like we get the E sound, and the E is gonna be sprinkled about, but it's not gonna be like attached to 4 or 5 different syllables. They're all almost isolated rhymes. And it sounds really dope. So yeah, he follows through with the E. He's going off of the E sound, and then the ritual spliff or 2 is a really dope rhyme. Then he's gonna run off of the oo sound with the oo, ruse, insist 2, and Spain it 2. So really dope, man. Some internals there as well. So we gonna run it back.
Process meat rituals, 3-finger knee, Glenfiddich. Inhaling on a spliff or 2. Diffuse, ruse, fork, people who insist to. Bear in mind your style, hibernate, like Spain it 2.
Let's run it back.
Meets your Zenith, I get drugs over the counter, space in between us. Primordial Speaks Divine, sequels in 5 to 9 ether. Buried doughboys and 9 to 5 steeples.
Actually, let's run it all the way back. I want to hear everything he's saying.
That place to evolve, even if at snail pace at 1% a day. Sunlight your way and make waves and reverberate. When Zenophobia meets your Zenith, I get.
So right off the bat, Zenophobia, right? Xenophobia is actually spelled with an X, so I feel like there might be a subliminal play here. So when Zenophobia meets its Zenith, right? So if you're in a state of Zenophobia or using Zen like meditation, then you're going to be at a high peak. And then when it reaches its Zenith, which would be another peak itself, then you would be as high as you could possibly be, right? So that's where he is. So the following line after the whole high concept is drugs over the counter. And then I just took the Zenith and the Xenophobia idea and I applied the concept of space to it, because to me, it made me think of a large space. I get drugs over the counter, space in between it. So I feel like he's giving you 2 visuals. So we got over the counter and space in between us, right? So those are 2 visual idioms of a concept, but at the same time, I feel like he blended them on purpose. And then check the phrasing here. So primordial speaks, divine sequel, and fires of 9 ether. So the primordial speaks is like he's speaking from the absolute origin, right? He's like the beginning of this shit. And since he started from the absolute beginning, that would be the 1. Then the divine sequel would be a 2. So we got this primordial like origin type of ancestry bar that leads into divinity, so divine sequel. And then the fires of 9 ether. I thought 9 was like the number of completion or something. The ether would be something that you create from. Barry doughboys. So he's laying these niggas out. He's killing them. And 9 to 5 steeples. So I was thinking of operational churches. A steeple immediately brought me to church. So a 9 to 5 steeple, I was thinking of an operating church. So he's burying doughboys in the churches. All right, so the next, we got the processed meat rituals, right? So processed meat rituals, 3-finger neat Glenfiddich, and inhaling a spliff or two, right? I feel like it's all connected. I feel like he's listing what's going on, right? So if he just buried some doughboys and killed them, then right here, processed meat rituals to me would be cooking, right? So processed meat, which is bad meat, the ritual of making the meat, I felt like was something he was getting to eat. Or also burning beef, right? If they're trying to battle him, then he's going to burn the beef, cook it, and eat it. Then the 3-finger neat Glenfiddich is a concept of he's drinking alcohol 3 fingers deep. Inhaling on a spliff or two, he's smoking on a spliff. So all of this together, he just smoked an MC, ate him, and he's just chilling back. Diffuse your ruse. So he's going to diffuse your ruse after fucking you up. Diffuse your ruse, sport beef with those who insist to bear in mind the style hibernate. So we got the play off of bear and the hibernate as well. The Spain at 2, I didn't get the connection entirely, just to be completely honest, but I still feel like as far as the bear play is concerned, it looks super dope. After he did the processed meat rituals and everything, and after Diffuse Your Ruse, we get the beef layer. So I just added that to everything that we saw with the red. Super solid, man.
Drugs over the counter, space in between us. Primordial Speaks Divine, sequels in 5 to 9 ether. Buried doughboys in 9 to 5 steeples. Processed meat rituals. 3-finger neat Glenfiddich. Inhaling on a spliff or two. The fusion rules fork people who insist to. Bear in mind your style hibernate, like Spain and 2. But in the China shop who seem to breeze through. The coolest to collude with rhyme vibes and scruples. Old droog known for brutal quotes and boiled noodles. Roadside scholar whose pupils get open like...
All right, so what I'm seeing here, he's going to go crazy with the ooh sound. We got a lot of repetitions with the ooh sound. Ooh, scruples, noodles, brutal, coolest to collude. I just feel like he was going off the ooh sound really well. We got the internals with the E and breeze. And then he's going with the O sound a few times, but I don't see it really consistently popping up a lot. Then he's going to run off of the or sound into the anges. So then he's going to play off of that flow with the anges. So it sounds really dope. Some internals off of the ooh again at the very last bar, but that's about it. It's pretty good.
Get open like stores, swords or ranges, aura changes like at Pell Store ranges. Fruitful, rap skills, true school arrangements. People who insist.
Run it back.
Rich, inhaling on a spliff or two. The fusion rules fork people who insist to. Bear in mind your style hibernate, like Spain and 2. Bull in the China shop who seem to breeze through.
So bull in a China shop, right? So I got the visual of, when I saw a China shop, I was thinking of a shop selling fine chinas, which would be very delicate, breakable objects, right? So a bull in a China shop, I get the visual of something big that can destroy everything, but he seems to breeze through it. So I felt like he was, he's just so smooth to be such a large object in a delicate space that he's able to still breeze through it. Super solid.
Seem to breeze through. The coolest to collude with rhyme vibes and scruples.
So the coolest to fuck with rhymes, vibes, and scruples. Now scruples I thought was doubts or like hangups.
Old droog known for brutal quotes and boiled noodles.
All right, so and then old droog, right? To me, as I highlighted that because it just was very Doom-esque. Like as far as the phrasing is concerned, very Doom-esque. Old droog known for brutal quotes that boil noodles. So of course he's so hot, he's 100 degrees. He's burning these cats. Roadside scholar, I feel is a lean from that old droog line that would go into the person either listening or himself being the roadside scholar, whose pupils get open, right? So his eyes are open. He's woke as can be. Pupils get open like stores, swords, and ranges. So I just feel like everything as far as being something open. A range could be an open field as well. So I just got that visual there. Aura changes. I feel like he's just playing off the oranges. So we got aura ranges, and then we have aura changes, and then oranges, and then arrangements. I feel like he was doing everything he could to bend or at least play with the sounds in it for wordplay. Really good. The apples, the oranges, to me was a great play on Fruitful. When he said aura changes like apple to oranges, I envisioned something red being converted into orange if you wanted to use some kind of meditation concept. And then true school arrangements, I just feel like he was balling out.
Droog known for brutal quotes and boiled noodles. Rose-eyed scholar whose pupils get open like stores, swords or ranges, aura changes like Appel's to oranges. Fruitful rap skills, true school arrangements. I strike the chord to cut the cord from corporates. Stay jeweled up like pirate corpses, amazing.
All right, see all the C plays right here. He's got some repetitions with the I sound, but it's not really consistent. And then we got the corpses play, but then I just feel like the rhymes are kind of sprinkled around. The ass sound pops up quite a bit, but the runs off of the C alliteration is really good.
Cut the cord from corporates. Stay jeweled up like pirate corpses, amazing. Life cycles, daffodils, the plague mass. Spring up on the lamb, equinox, speed time. I strike the cord and cut the cord from corporates. Stay jeweled up like pirate corpses, amazing. Life cycles, daffodils, the plague mass. Spring up on the lamb, equinox.
All right, so I strike the chord that cuts the chord from corporates, right? So he's going to go off the or sound, but also playing off of a C sound with the or sound in it. But I felt like strike the chord, which cuts the chord from corporates. And then the corporate concept, I felt was going off of the jeweled concept, right? Because if they're pirates, they've been snatching and stealing, right? So stay jeweled up. But I feel like the stay jeweled up is actually talking about him. Like he's balling, he's got money. But I feel like the corporates matches better with the jeweled up line. So he's cutting the cord from the corporates, killing off these corporate entities, staying jeweled up like pirate corpses. So he's killing the pirates. And I feel like they're, if they've been there dead long enough, there's just going to be a bunch of skeletons and bones, right? So that's the visual I got. Life cycles, daffodils. So I ran off with life cycles and I made life red and cycles blue just to show this back and forth he's going to do for a moment. So daffodils to plague masks. Daffodil is something that started from the ground, rising up. A plague mask is something that's pretty much covering your faces above the ground and is preventing anything that would naturally come through the air. The follow-up is spring up on the lamb. So I thought spring up as in a context of something starting from the bottom, rising out of the ground, and then the lamb being something on top and navigating through the world. So I feel like he was doing a back and forth really quick, which was really dope. Equinox, I think the Equinox play is pretty cool, but I didn't catch the play immediately. So if I didn't see the lyrics, I would have never caught it. But the Equinox Equinox 3 times Lord Christ Jesus, really dope.
Spring up on the lamb. True school arrangements. I strike the chord to cut the cord from corporates. Stay jeweled up like pirate corpses, amazing. Life cycles, daffodils, the plague mass. Spring up on the lamb. Equinox, 3 times Lord Christ Jesus. Get involved and make yourself a place to evolve. Even if at snail pace at 1% a day. Sunlight your way and make waves and reverberate and get involved. And make yourself that place to evolve. Even if at snail pace at 1% a day. Sunlight your way and make waves. Reverberate with this smooth beat bumping through loot streets. Truly trust nothing from the dark back alley musings. Reason become bewitched by breadcrumb dream snatchers. Morbid horrors meander across the corridors.
I think this is the best flow he had, best flow in the song to me. As far as what he's capable of doing with his rhyming, phrasing, and everything, I think this is his most dense flow, most interesting flow, something that you could feel. So yeah, he's gonna go off the ooh sound, smooth beats, lewd streets, musings, truly, really cool. A lot of the sound bouncing around with the internals, very fast. A quick ass sound with the back alley and the snatchers, but you don't see that consistently. And then the or sounds, morbid, horror, meander, chorus through corridors. So I think the or play was really dope, very consistent, sounded dope.
We bumping through loot streets, truly trust nothing. Reverberate with this smooth beat bumping through loot streets, truly trust nothing from the dark back alley musings. Reason become bewitched by breadcrumb dream snatchers. Morbid horrors meander across the corridors.
All right, so yeah, it's a lot of information though. I feel like it was just all squeezed together. So with this smooth beat bumping through loose streets, I just feel like that's straight to the point. The music we're listening to, the experience we're having, super dope. Truly trust nothing from the dark back alley musings, right? And I feel like the follow-up reason, like why, right? He's answering his own question, but he's in this phrasing that's really fast. So truly trust nothing from the dark back alley musings. Reason, become bewitched by breadcrumb dream snatchers. Morbid horror meander, of course, through corridors. So he's saying becoming bewitched, right? So if you were to be bewitched, you could be attacked. You could be bewitched. To me, is a dark moment, right? So you can be darkened by breadcrumb dream snatchers, right? So what if I can phrase breadcrumb dream as one thing. So if I'm snatching your breadcrumb dream, that means your tiny dream is nothing, and I'm merely taking crumbs from you. Now, if you're talking about breadcrumb like pennies, then the breadcrumb dream snatchers, I can't make any money and they're coming to snatch the money from you. Also, but you can be bewitched by those dark entities, or if there's the spiritual layer, if you're catching a spiritual layer, you could say you could be bewitched by the dark side, and they just they take your dreams from you. And then after they take your dreams, you go into a nightmare concept, right? Morbid horror, meander, of course, through corridors, right? I made this blue the same as the other previous blue because meandering through a course through corridors to me is the back alley musing. So you're in the back alley navigating through these courses. There you go. Fucking solid.
Dream snatchers. Dark back alley musings. Reason become bewitched by breadcrumb dream snatchers. Morbid horrors meander, of course, to corridors. Corner store data runners and Johnny Law outstretches. Half doubt, scouts on a scalp your last dollar. So keep talent sharp and mathematics to heart. Beat the valid lessons or be one lesson like Adam fathoming last thoughts and past life progressions.
All right. So as far as the flow is concerned here, I don't know. I looked at it like we got these rhymes in so many particular places that we should focus on where the rhymes are. So I feel like, yeah, he lands with Johnny Law out stretchers, and then we're not going to hear this rhyme for like 2 bars, maybe 3, and then we're going to go back to lesson, less sun, and then regression. So it's like he's going to bring up this rhyme, but he's not going to anchor himself until much later, to the last 2 bars actually. So till then, we're kind of just dancing around with doubt, scouts, honor, scalp, and then dollar. So honor, scalp, your last dollar, right? Everything is phrased in this very unique way. We got some uses of the E, but he's going to go off of that ass sound all the way throughout. The ass sound is so consistent that that's the closest thing I can give it as I wouldn't call it an in rhyme, but I feel like it's that consistent. But yeah, run it back.
Corridors, corner store data runners, and
all right, so a corner store data runner. I didn't know what to put in my head for that, but Johnny Law outstretchers. If you're stretching outside of the law, then you can't be caught by the law, and I definitely got that visual. Have doubts, scouts, honor, scalp your last dollar. So you can have doubts. And I promise to you, I'll take your very last dollar. Or maybe these individuals that he's talking about, these corner store data runners, these Johnny Law outstretchers, they're going to come and do what they can. Scouts honor, like I promise you, they'll rob you. They'll scalp your last dollar, right? But he could still be talking about those evil corporations, or he could just be talking about the evil bewitching entities, or he could just be talking about bad people in general. So keep your talent sharp. So Johnny Law, I envision the American eagle, or even police and the eagle. So that's where I got this talons idea from what I'm seeing here. So that's attached to the bird. But talents, I think, is the most prevalent thing that I heard before. So keep your talents sharp and mathematics to heart. I felt like that's what made more sense to me. I never got a bend out of it. If I didn't see the bend in front of me, I wouldn't have heard a bend. So I didn't hear the wordplay on that one. Heed the valid lesson or be less on. So we have, or less sun, right? Less sun as in less light or less main individual, right? If we're going to go into the Adam concept, which would be in relation to Adam and Eve, I feel like, yeah, you would be lessened. Heed the valid lesson, what was the main lesson that Adam had. Don't fall into temptation, or be one less son, right? Because he had to take him out because Adam had to leave the Garden of Eden. So like Adam fathoming last thoughts and past life regression. So it's like Adam maybe even be considering that he's going like through some kind of mental, because the past life regression is like looking at life and then completely resurfacing the idea of what you've lived through. So yeah, basically it's like I'm the less son, right? I felt that connection come through the Adam line, and then he's gonna follow through with it on the next part. So yeah.
Raid with this smooth beat bumping through loot streets. Truly trust nothing from the dark back alley musings. Reason become bewitched by breadcrumb dream snatchers. Morbid horrors meander, of course, to corridors. Corner store data runners and Johnny Law outstretches. Half doubt, scouts on a scalp your last dollar. So keep talent sharp and mathematics to heart. Beat the valid lessons or be one less son like Adam fathoming last thoughts and past life progressions. Claim intent to reinstate invention in several phases of gumption. Steady pace, faithful one thing, grateful for a second chance.
All right, so yeah, once again, the flow, I feel I'm not anchoring anything. I just feel like all the rhymes are placed exactly where he wants them. So claim intent, reinstate invention in several phases of gumption, steady pace, faith for one thing, but he bent thing to rhyme with so intent, invention, all that is matching with the thing. So after that, grateful and then he's just gonna go into a whole new rhyme scheme off of the I sound. He's gonna bend on the I, and then that's about it. We're gonna get like we're gonna get some 2-syllable dodging, goblins, plotting, but mostly we're gonna go off the I sound. But that's it.
Steady pace, faithful one thing, grateful for a second chance to magnify my light on you stubborn ass. You shucking and jiving, stuck on the sidelines, ducking and dodging hucksters, vipers, and goblins while I'm plotting and scheming like I'm stuck on an island.
Let's get it. Now let's run it back. What is my man saying though?
That sound like Adam fathoming that. Mathematics to heart. Beat the valid lessons or be one less son like Adam fathoming that. Thoughts and past life regressions. Claim intent to reinstate invention.
So he's still talking about Adam, right? So after the past life regression, claim intent to reinstate invention. So I claim intent. My intention now is to change the idea or reinstate the concept of what being inventive is or being an innovator is. In several phases of gumption, steady pace. So it's like you have the gumption to even create that, right? So in several phases of gumption, steady pace, like keeping it even, right? But I think the steady pace is in relation to the faith that's following after. So steady pace, faith for one thing. I highlighted one because he's going to follow up that next line with a second place. So I got a 1 and 2 visual. So faith for one thing, grateful for a second chance to magnify my light on you stubborn ants. So I feel like he's still going off the Adam concept and just thinking about himself as an individual, all shucking and jiving, stuck on the sidelines. And he's talking about those stubborn ants, which would be other people that he's rapping to, or maybe even whack general listeners. So yeah, to magnify my light on you stubborn ants, all shucking and jiving, stuck on the sidelines. I feel like he's just calling those guys out. And then he's going to bend it, ducking and dodging huckster, vipers, and goblins. He's talking about himself now. So he changes he switches the narrative back onto himself, ducking and dodging huckster, vipers, and goblins while I'm plotting and scheming like I'm stuck on an island, right? He's plotting and scheming to get out of this place that he feels like he's trapped on. Very good.
Whether in last thoughts and past life regressions, claim intent to reinstate invention in several phases of gumption, steady pace, faithful one thing, grateful for a second chance to magnify my light on you stubborn ass. You shucking and jiving, stuck on the sidelines, ducking and dodging hucksters, vipers, and goblins while I'm plotting and scheming like I'm stuck on an island. Pot and pan cooking, 5-star meals on plates encrusted with diamonds, signed in Shilajit residence and still King Frank. Hit it. All
right, let me hit this. This is weird, right? All right, Shilajit resin, sincerely King Frank here, right? That's the phrasing that I got out of it. It's exactly the same phrasing. Shilajit resin, sincerely King Franklin. I can't say it fast, but yeah, that's essentially how I saw it.
Signed in Shilajit residence and still King Frank.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, he did it so quick though. The bend and the phrasing to me, it works well though. So yeah, he's going off of the Iman sound, but I feel like there's no consistent rhyme here. Everything is just like rhymed where it is. But 5-star Mills matches with heel, and then he's gonna end with beats. Achilles beats, and I feel like that's the only connection that I saw with the E sound. But yeah, really cool.
Goblins while I'm plotting and scheming like I'm stuck on an island. Pot and pan cooking, 5-star meals on plates encrusted with diamonds.
All right, so he's pot and pen cooking, right? So he's smoking some pot, he's got his pen, and he's cooking, right? That combination. But also pots and pans are something you cook with. 5-star meals, he's cooking the best you could ever have on plates encrusted with diamonds. So of course he's cooking for people that eat the most exquisite of meals. Very good meal, delicious food. Signed in Shilajit resin, which is completely black. It's like black powder. Sincerely King Frank here with the play off of here and heel. So here to heal my Achilles beats, right? So his Achilles would be beats, and he's here to heal him. Very dope.
Island, pot and pan cooking, 5-star meals on plates encrusted with diamonds. Signed in Shilajit residence and still King Frank. Hit it. My Achilles beats. Get involved and make yourself a place to evolve. Even if at snail pace at 1% a day. Sunlight your way and make waves and reverberate and get involved. And make yourself that place to evolve. Even if at snail pace at 1% a day. Sunlight your way and make waves. Reverberate, get involved. Get involved. Yeah. Get involved and evolve within it. The tallest pillar. Get involved and evolve within it. The tallest pillar. Get involved and make yourself that place. Yeah. And make yourself that place to evolve. And make yourself that place. And make yourself that place. And make yourself that place. And make yourself that place to evolve. Yeah, I get involved, I get involved, I get involved, I get involved. Win, lose, evolve.
Yeah, that beat is light though. Yeah, that beat is good, man. Beat is good vibe, good energy, just intense energy. You know what I'm saying? Fucks with it. Got my head nodding, got me moving. But yeah, I feel like my man put every piece of the puzzle where he needed it to be, and it works. Yeah, so if you guys are interested in getting your song broken down in a similar fashion, feel free to hit me up at lyricology101mail@gmail.com. Let me know you want your song broken down. We'll talk about it. We'll get it done. Much love to you guys. We appreciate every last one of you. We're working on getting the channel back. I don't know what we're going to do. I've tried everything, so we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But thank you guys for rocking with me and staying with me. This has been Lyricology 101. If you like what we're doing here at Lyricology 101, please share. It's been Lyricology 101. My name is Andre Gaynor, and don't forget, wear the artist. Peace, y'all.